Hey, my sister and her husband apparently want to invite me on a trip with them. So, I'm leaving tomorrow.
What? They want to invite you on a trip? Wait, so the three of you are going on a trip together? What's the situation here? And isn't this way too sudden? What's going on exactly?
Oh, it's nothing. I just forgot to tell you, that's all. You weren't invited. I figured you'd throw a bit of a tantrum if you knew. So I decided to just keep it quiet.
What? I wouldn't throw a tantrum. It's not like I wanted to go in the first place. But I told you already, I wanted to talk with you about something important this weekend. I even asked you to keep it open, remember?
Oh, did you? Honestly? Is it really something you need to build up like that? If you got something to say, you can just say it now, you know.
I know, but I was hoping we could spend this weekend together. You've hardly been home lately, and I thought we could take it easy as a couple and, have a proper talk.
Come on, we can do that anytime. But I don't get to go on trips with my sister and her husband all that often, you know? It just so happens that the timing worked out for tomorrow. So of course I'm going to prioritize that. No reason for you to complain, right?
Why do you have to put it that way? Are you saying our marriage doesn't matter at all to you?
Oh, come on, give me a break. Why are you getting so hysterical about this? It's just a short trip, no big deal. You're making a whole thing and it's exhausting.
That's not the point I'm trying to make.
Anyways, I'm going out for drinks tonight, so I'll be back later. Just go to bed without waiting up for me, alright? I'd rather not come home till you're still awake. And don't worry about my packing. I can get everything done in no time, so you don't need to stress over it.
Understood. I'll go to sleep then. Take care and come home safely.
Hey, I'll be coming home tonight, but I'll have already eaten, so you don't need to prepare anything for dinner. My sister invited me out, and I'll be hanging out with her and her husband for a while. I don't think I'll be back too late, but don't worry about waiting up.
Oh, okay. I understand. But hey, they didn't ask you for any unusual favors this time, did they? I still remember what happened the last time. They invited you over for what you told me was just a casual meal, and I didn't think anything of it. Then you came back and told me they'd actually asked us to take care of their dog while they went on vacation. We both knew that our apartment doesn't allow pets, yet you just went ahead and accepted. I was the one left dealing with all the logistics of that mess, while you barely handled any of it yourself. After that whole situation, we agreed that you wouldn't accept any more favors from them without discussing it with me first. So I'd really like to hope there's nothing that's going on like that this time.
Come on, that was a different situation. I wasn't planning on taking any big favors or anything like that. I just wanted to try spending some time with a dog. Pets aren't allowed here, sure, but I wanted to have the experience of having a dog around, even if just for a little while. It wasn't like I was completely unaware of the trouble it caused, but I was hoping you understand. This time, though, there's no dog involved, so don't worry. I know you made your feelings clear on that last time. Honestly, I think I was more disappointed than anything else because of how mad you got. I didn't think you would react that way.
Maybe you're the one who doesn't get it. Dogs aren't toys, you know. You can't just decide to try having a pet on a whim whenever you feel like it. That kind of behavior is irresponsible, and it's not fair to anyone involved. The dog, me, or anyone else who ends up affected. Anyway, let's set that aside for now. You're saying there's absolutely nothing strange this time, right?
I've already told you, I'm not taking care of any pets or anything. So can we move on? It's not that kind of visit. They just found a new place they're looking into and they wanted to show it to me. And no, it's not some place that would need us to babysit their dog or anything like that.
Wait, what? Are you certain this new place they're looking into doesn't allow pets or won't create any responsibilities we need to cover for? Because if they're looking for a setup where we're expected to take on any extra burdens for them, that's just not going to work for us. I don't want to go through another situation where we have to do extra for them because they made plans without thinking it through.
I already told you, it's not about pets at all. They're looking into a luxury condo, and it's all in their control. You don't need to worry. Besides, they only asked me for one small favor, and I doubt it's something that would even affect you.
Wait a second. What favor did they ask for? Why are you being so casual about this? When you say one small favor, what exactly did you agree to?
Oh well, my sister asked me if I'd be willing to co-sign on their new place. It's a luxury condo they're looking into, worth about $2 million. But hey, it's just a formality. It's not like I'm actually going to be responsible for any payments or anything. They just need someone to vouch, you know? It's all technical, really.
Wait, what? You're joking, right?
Not joking at all, actually. It's really not a big deal. I trust them completely. And they never skip out on something like this. It's just a piece of paper to help them out with the formalities. Come on, you can relax. Besides, if anything were to come up, I could always let you handle it. Not that anything would actually happen.
You can't be serious. I can't believe you agreed to do something like this without even consulting me. Do you have any idea what you've done? Co-signing on a loan that big is no small favor, and it's definitely not something you just casually agree to. Are you even aware of the potential consequences if they fail to pay?
What are you getting so worked up about? Are you saying that you don't trust my sister and her husband? That's kind of low, don't you think? This is family we're talking about here. My actual sister, you know?
To be honest, no, I don't trust them. We've been through enough with them in the past that I know better than to believe they wouldn't put us in an uncomfortable situation if it suited them. I've always felt that our values don't align, and I get the distinct impression that they only invited you out this time to keep me out of the way. They know you're more likely to agree to something impulsively, and if I was there, I would have told them no. Isn't that exactly why they conveniently chose to invite only you?
What are you even talking about? You sound paranoid. You're supposed to be my wife, aren't you? Why are you so skeptical?
I get it now. I should have been more cautious from the start. I didn't expect them to go this far, but I also didn't expect you to agree to something like this behind my back.
Enough with the accusations already. You're so cold-hearted, honestly. Isn't family important to you at all? This is my sister we're talking about. Isn't helping out family a natural thing to do?
Then explain this to me. Why didn't they invite me along with you if they see me as part of the family? If they respect us as a married couple, shouldn't they have asked us both to discuss this together? If you two really think of me as family, why didn't we all sit down together to agree on this?
They probably just thought you react the way you are now, nagging and making a big deal out of everything. I mean, just look at how you're handling it right now. Isn't this exactly why they thought it would be easier to talk to me alone?
So you're admitting that you knew I would have legitimate concerns about it, but you still went along with it because they made it easier by only inviting you? Isn't that exactly what happened? I've told you since before we got married that financial matters are very important to me. I made it clear that I wanted open communication about anything significant, and I specifically told you that I hate secrecy in any form. Didn't we both agree on these things? Or did those words mean nothing to you?
You're overreacting. It's not like I committed to us some massive financial expense. It's just co-signing, and I'm not hiding anything. I'm literally telling you right now. Maybe the real problem is how uptight you are. I bet this is why your last marriage didn't work out either. All these rules, all these restrictions, telling me not to hide things, not to lie, to consult you in every single detail. It's exhausting.
I'm just asking for basic respect and transparency, the kind of open communication any healthy marriage should have. You know what? I can't trust you anymore. I hate to admit it, but I think I made a huge mistake in trusting you. I'm done. I want a divorce.
Wait, what? Are you serious right now? You'd be on your second divorce, you know. You really mean it?
Yes, I do. Completely serious. If I stay with you, I feel like I'll only be dragged down further into a life of constant stress. I can't keep going like this. I'll pack my things and be done as soon as you sign the papers. You don't have to worry about me nagging you anymore.
That's actually funny. You know, it's not like you make that much from your job, right? Are you sure you'll be okay without me? You better think this through.
I'll manage just fine. And don't worry, I'll also be filing for alimony.
Alimony? Now you're being absurd. For what exactly?
Don't play dumb. You know very well why. I wanted to have this conversation in person, but I see there's no point in giving you any more chances. I know about your late nights, your constant disappearing acts, and the messages you've been hiding on your phone. You've broken every promise, so yes, I'll be getting what I'm legally entitled to.
Fine, go ahead. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Just don't expect me to be here when you get back.
Perfect. Don't be. Goodbye.
Thank you for the voice message earlier. I could hear your voice trembling, but I know you're not okay, are you? I understand the situation now. I can only imagine how painful things must be for you right now, but just hang in there a little longer. Today, no matter what time it is, come back to our family home. I'll come to pick you up. It doesn't matter how late it is.
Thank you so much, Mom. Earlier, I tried to be strong when I spoke to my husband, but I can't help but feel completely fed up right now. I don't think it's just sadness I'm feeling, so I'm okay. I've known for a while that he was having an affair with a woman from the company. It's infuriating and makes me want to throw up, but now I'm just filled with disbelief and anger.
I totally understand. I can't believe he would take on a $2 million joint guarantee without even asking you. It shocks me that there are people like him, aside from my ex-husband. Why do you think we always end up choosing people like this? It's so true. When my husband told me he had become a joint guarantor, I thought to myself, oh, my poor daughter, you must be feeling something similar. It reminded me of your father.
He went ahead and took out loans on his own, making you the guarantor without a second thought, saying everything would be fine, but then he couldn't pay it back and just ran away, leaving you with the entire burden. I have so much respect for you, Mom, for fighting through all that while raising me and trying to pay off the debts.
It was really tough, but because of those experiences, I now have my own business. I enjoy my work so much, so in a way, it turned out well. I really didn't want you to go through the same thing, though.
I know, and that's why I tried to warn you before you married him. He knows about my past, about the difficulties you faced, and I made it very clear that any financial matters needed to be discussed openly. Yet, here we are. What is it with the men we seem to fall for? Are they all just losers?
It might be the case, huh? But even so, I want you to know that you're going to be okay. You're my child and you're strong. You can do your work well and you can enjoy life. You'll be able to live your life just fine. So please, don't worry about it.
Hearing you say that makes such a huge difference. When you say that, it reassures me, and I really do feel like I'll be okay. You're right. I'll definitely be all right. I'll embrace my new life and enjoy it.
And that's the spirit. Remember, you've always had the strength to get through tough times. It's like you've taught me resilience. You've been through so much, and yet you've always managed to bounce back. This will just be another hurdle that you'll overcome. You're not alone in this. I'm here with you, and we'll get through this together.
Thank you, Mom. I really appreciate your support. It's just that sometimes I feel overwhelmed and I start to doubt myself. But knowing you're here for me makes a world of difference.
You've grown up to be such a strong and capable woman, and I'm so proud of you.
I learned from the best. Watching you navigate all those challenges made me stronger.
I want you to remember that you deserve happiness and peace. Don't let the situation define you or your future. It's okay to feel angry or upset, but don't let those feelings take control. Instead, focus on what makes you happy and fulfilled.
You're right. I've been so caught up in my feelings of betrayal and anger that I've lost sight of what's really important. I need to find my joy again. I used to love painting and crafting. Maybe I should pick up those hobbies again. They always made me feel alive.
Absolutely. You should definitely do that. Reconnecting with your passions can really help you clear your mind and give you a sense of purpose. Plus, it's a great way to express yourself.
Art has a way of healing wounds that words sometimes can't reach. I've missed that feeling. It's been so long since I've allowed myself to enjoy those simple pleasures. I think I'll take some time this weekend to get my art supplies out and start creating again. It'll be nice to rediscover that part of myself.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see what you create. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about enjoying the process and expressing what's in your heart. And who knows? Maybe you'll discover a new passion that brings you even more joy.
Thank you for always encouraging me, Mom. You remind me that it's okay to be vulnerable and that I can always rely on you. I'll keep pushing forward and focus on rebuilding my life. Together, we can make it through anything.
Together? Absolutely. I'm so glad we can talk about these things. You're not just my daughter, you're also my inspiration. Let's embrace this new chapter in our lives and make it the best one yet.
Yes, let's do that. I'm ready to take on this new adventure with you by my side.
Daisy, can we please talk about getting back together? I've thought a lot about things since you left.
What? There's no way I would consider that. Speaking of which, I didn't realize I hadn't blocked you yet. I was shocked to receive your message.
Just hear me out. After you were gone, I finally understood how important you were to me. You always managed to balance work and household responsibilities perfectly. Living alone has really shown me just how quickly a place can get messy, and how much time it takes to prepare meals, do laundry, and take care of everything. It's been a real struggle, especially with the cold water making my hands rough and raw. It's been a disaster. Honestly, I'm so grateful for everything you did for me. I want you to give our life together another shot.
This is so typical of you. Now you realize how much I contributed to your life and think you can just ask me to come back? I would almost ask for compensation for all that time I wasted on you. If I were to remarry you, I would be giving you a free pass to have me take care of everything again. Why on earth would I want to become your maid again? Absolutely not. You have no idea how hard I've been working while you were living in comfort. Just because you are now struggling doesn't mean you get to offload that struggle onto me. You're still as selfish as ever.
Come on, don't say things like that. I've actually started to change a little, you know?
Really? And what's the truth behind that claim?
Huh? What do you mean?
I know you well enough to guess that your sister and her husband ran off, leaving you with their debt, and now you're in a panic trying to drag me down with you, right?
That's not it. Not exactly. You figured me out pretty well there. Actually, I did lose them. I'm drowning in debt now. After I paid you the alimony, everything spiraled out of control. Living alone has become unbearable, and my debt is piling up. I'm really scared that if this continues, I won't be able to handle it anymore.
Oh, really? That's fascinating. I have to say, I'm genuinely interested and can't help but think that you brought this on yourself.
Why would you think that? I'm still your ex-husband. Don't forget you said you wanted kids. You talked about how you dreamed of having a family and living happily ever after.
Yes, that was my dream. I've always wanted to be a mother. I longed for a child. My first husband, before you, was unable to have kids due to a health condition. He hid that from me before we got married, even though he knew I desperately wanted children. After we got married, we had a lot of arguments, which I shared with you before we tied the knot. I thought you understood where I was coming from, and now it feels like you've completely forgotten all of that.
I knew about it, but I must have pushed it out of my mind. I understood why you had issues with secrets and deception because of the troubles with your first husband. I was aware of that.
But when you divorced me, you threw that in my face, telling me how I hated secrets and couldn't forgive lies, and that's why I had to leave my first husband. You were fully aware of all of that.
You're right. I might have said that. I'm sorry. But I've changed now. I genuinely want to get back with you. I want to try again.
I truly want to cut all ties with you. That's why I divorced you. My father left behind a mountain of debt and disappeared, and my mother has struggled ever since. I believe I have shared all of this with you before.
I understand that, but it doesn't change anything between us now.
The fact that you can't connect those dots is precisely why we shouldn't be together.
Please, I'm begging you. If things continue this way, I won't be able to survive. Help me pay off my debts. I know you loved working. You enjoyed it, right? That's why you worked, even though you could have been a stay-at-home wife.
That's not the case. I've learned that I have to protect myself, so I've worked hard, studied for qualifications, and honed my skills. Thanks to that, I've been just fine after our divorce. In fact, I'm happier than ever.
Why would you say that? Why would you say such things to me? I have no one else to rely on but you.
Don't think you can lean on me anymore, you loser. You are nothing to me now. You're just a stranger. How long are you going to keep acting so spoiled? I've told you time and again that you should consult someone about your money troubles. The fact that you've chosen to live your life irresponsibly is not my fault. Enjoy drowning in your sea of debt.
Please, don't talk like that.
Why? Because it's the truth. You've made your bed, now lie in it. You think I would want to help you again after everything? No way. You've proven that you haven't changed at all, and I have no interest in returning to that life. I've spent so long freeing myself from the chains you put on me.
No, Daisy, I really need you.
You don't need me. You need someone to bail you out of the mess you created. You think I'm just going to come back and take care of everything again? You really have no idea how much I've grown and how strong I've become since our split. I'm living my life now, and I refuse to be dragged back into your chaos.
I can't do this alone. I'll really be in trouble if this keeps up. I can't manage without you.
Not my problem. You made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. You chose to live a life that was careless and irresponsible, and I won't be a part of that anymore. I deserve better than to be treated like a safety net for your mistakes.
I just don't understand how you can turn your back on someone you once loved.
You don't get it, do you? Love doesn't mean sacrificing my happiness and well-being for you. You've made it clear time and again that you only think about yourself and what you want. I'm not your caregiver anymore.
But I changed. I'm trying to do better. I want us to be a family. We can work through this together.
What family? You think we can just pick up where we left off? You think I would willingly jump back into a relationship that nearly ruined me? You're delusional.
I'm begging you. Just give me one more chance. I'll show you I can change.
Change? You mean saying whatever it takes to get me back? This is typical of you. You've never been sincere. How can I trust that you really mean what you say now? You're just scared, and you think throwing some sweet talk my way will fix everything.
Daisy, please. You're the only person I can count on. I don't know what else to do.
Then figure it out. You need to learn how to take responsibility for your own life. I won't be your crutch. If you continue to lean on me, it will only drag me down again, and I refuse to let that happen. You should be ashamed of how you handled everything.
But I really need help. I can't face this alone.
That's not my problem anymore. I've worked too hard to rebuild my life, and I refuse to let you come in and wreck it again. You've caused enough damage, and I'm not going to sit by and let you do it again.
Please, I'm begging you. Don't leave me like this. I can't handle it.
You should have thought about that before. You need to learn that actions have consequences, and you have to face them alone now. Stop expecting me to fix your mistakes. It's not fair to me. I've done my time dealing with your chaos, and I won't go back to it.
You don't have to be so cruel. I can change. I want to change for us.
No, you want to change for yourself. You only want to change because you're scared and desperate. Don't confuse that with love. I'm done trying to convince you of anything. You need to wake up and see how your choices affect others.
I just wanted us to be happy together. Why can't you see that?
Because happiness isn't built on illusions. You've created this mess, and I won't be a part of your fairy tale anymore. I deserve my happiness, and it won't be found by going back to you. After I blocked my ex-husband from all contact, it seems he lost his only source of support and fell into a pit of debt. I heard through the grapevine that he eventually resorted to borrowing from loan sharks, leading him down a dark path. Rumor has it that he's now involved in some pretty shady dealings. There are various theories about why he vanished from sight. Some say he was taken by gangsters and forced onto a fishing boat for tuna, while others claim he's living in some dangerous foreign city, selling organs just to survive. Regardless of the details, one thing is clear. He certainly isn't thriving in any way. Hearing these stories brings me a strange sense of satisfaction as I finally let go of the negative emotions tied to him. The choice to block him was not an easy one. It took a long time for me to reach that point. I spent years hoping he would change, that he would somehow transform into the person I once fell in love with. I tried everything, including counseling and discussions about our issues, but nothing seemed to work. Each time he would promise to do better, but it would only be a matter of time before he slipped back into old habits. When I think back on those days, I realize how trapped I felt. I was clinging to the hope that our relationship could improve, but I was only deluding myself. Blocking him was my only way of finally asserting control over my life, a decision I made to protect my well-being. I had to prioritize myself and my happiness over the misguided loyalty I felt towards him. Now that I'm free from that toxic relationship, I'm focusing on my own life and happiness. It's empowering to know that I made a difficult choice for my own sake. I've learned to embrace the idea of being single and enjoying my independence. It's a refreshing change after years of feeling weighed down by my past. I'm now actively engaged in the world of dating, determined to find someone who is genuinely good for me. I've joined various dating platforms and even attended social events specifically designed for singles. I've met some interesting people along the way, each with their own unique stories and backgrounds. It's both exciting and a little nerve-wracking to put myself out there, but I'm committed to finding a partner who will treat me with the respect and love I deserve. Still, I can't help but reflect on my previous relationship from time to time. It's hard not to think about the years I invested and the dreams I had for our future together. Yet, I've come to understand that those dreams were based on a fantasy rather than reality. I was often caught up in what could have been rather than what was. Now, I've shifted my focus to the present and the possibilities that lie ahead. Being single has opened up a world of opportunities for me. I can make spontaneous decisions without having to consult anyone else. I can travel wherever I want, explore new hobbies, and spend time with friends and family without feeling guilty or torn. It's liberating to be able to live life on my own terms, and I find myself enjoying activities I had neglected for far too long. As I navigate this new chapter in my life, I've discovered a newfound strength within myself. I'm learning to love myself more, appreciating my individuality and what makes me unique. This journey has also helped me recognize the importance of setting boundaries and knowing my worth. I won't settle for less than I deserve, and I'm not afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't align with my values. In my quest for love, I've also been working on understanding what I truly want in a partner. I've spent time reflecting on the qualities that matter most to me: kindness, honesty, ambition, and a sense of humor. These traits are essential for me, and I won't compromise on them. I want someone who challenges me to grow and who can support me through life's ups and downs. While I'm excited about the prospect of finding a new partner, I'm also cautious. I've learned the hard way that not everyone who enters my life has good intentions. I'm more aware of red flags and warning signs, and I trust my instincts when it comes to relationships. It's a relief to know that I have the power to choose who I allow into my life and that I won't tolerate any form of disrespect. At the same time, I'm not putting pressure on myself to rush into another relationship. I'm enjoying the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. I've taken this time to invest in myself, pursuing interests I've always wanted to explore, like painting, hiking, and even volunteering for causes I care about. Each experience has enriched my life and helped me develop a deeper understanding of who I am. As I move forward, I carry the lessons from my past with me. I'm grateful for the growth that has come from my experiences, even the painful ones. They have shaped me into the person I am today, stronger, wiser, and more resilient. I won't allow anyone, not even my ex-husband, to define my worth or dictate my happiness. In conclusion, while I may have blocked my ex-husband and cut ties with a toxic past, I've opened the door to a bright future filled with endless possibilities. I'm excited to continue this journey of self-exploration and eventually find a love that is healthy, supportive, and fulfilling. The path ahead is mine to shape, and I'm determined to make the most of it.
You get over here and clean my house already. Just how long are you planning to keep me waiting? The garbage can is starting to stink. It's absolutely disgusting. I can't believe I have such an ungrateful daughter-in-law, making her own mother live in such discomfort. Do you have any idea how unhappy this makes me? This is what I get after everything I've done for you?
Mom, we already talked about this. I told you I'm super busy this month. I really don't have time to come over and clean up. Can't you handle throwing out the trash yourself? I mean, it's your house, isn't it? It's only natural to do at least the basic chores in the place where you live. You could also work with Derek to divide up the cleaning task. He lives there too.
Excuse me, are you really expecting me and your brother to take on this responsibility? Are you really pushing this work onto us? You're forgetting something, young lady. This mess all started because you selfishly chose to leave. You just took off, no thought to how things would be for us, and now look at the situation we're in. And you think you don't have to take responsibility? Oh, wrong. This is all your job, so get it together and take care of it properly.
But why? Why is this still my job? I don't even live there with you anymore. I moved out, remember? Why would chores in your house still be my responsibility?
Oh, you don't get it, do you? What do you think I gave birth to you for? Honestly, a daughter who can't even do her own chores, who can't handle household duties, who thinks she can just up and leave whenever she wants. How selfish can you be? A girl like you, a daughter so disappointing. Do you know how much you're hurting your parents by acting this way?
Wait a minute. Weren't you the one who kept telling me to leave? All those years, you told me if I didn't like the way things were, I should just move out. Over and over, I heard the same thing. You made it sound like you wanted me out of the house, so I listened. I finally did what you said and moved out, but now you're calling me selfish? You're acting like I just left without reason. Honestly, I don't get it. What did you actually want from me?
Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. It's because you're a pathetic little nerd, isn't it? You spend all your time with those creepy comics and weird anime. Your brother, on the other hand, he's actually doing something with his life. He's aiming to become a musician, working to improve himself every day. And what about you? Wasting time with that geeky stuff? It's creepy, and honestly, you should be embarrassed. Your brother Derek is popular and has friends. Meanwhile, you're just some gloomy, introverted loser.
And so what? Why does it matter what I like? I don't complain about the things you're interested in, so please stop judging me for what I enjoy. Manga and anime aren't to blame for anything. It's not like they're doing harm. In fact, they're valued worldwide. People from all over appreciate them. Honestly, you're not even in a position to dismiss things that are respected and enjoyed globally.
Oh, listen to you acting like you're so superior all of a sudden. Since when did you get such a big attitude? You're just a little girl who used to hide in her room all the time, shaking and scared. And now just because you moved out, you think you can talk down to me? Maybe you need another lesson. Maybe I should straighten out that arrogant personality of yours. Maybe I need to fix that twisted attitude right back into place.
You know what? I already understand that there's no point in having this conversation, Mom. I get it. We're just never going to see eye to eye. Talking to you is like talking to a wall. Anyway, you should handle your own chores in the house you live in. I'm seriously busy, and I can't keep running over there to help out every time you need something.
Oh, wow, look at her. You're so annoying. You're disgusting. How did I end up with such an ungrateful daughter? If I'd known my child would turn out like this, I wouldn't have even bothered having you. Look at Derek. He's paying $300 every month to help with the household expenses. He is a good son. Maybe you should try to learn from his example.
What? Are you serious right now? Fine, then I'll just stop sending you any money from now on.
Oh, listen to her. This is hilarious. Oh, you're so full of yourself, aren't you? Go ahead and stop if you think that's a smart move. Go ahead and see if I care.
Fine, consider it done. I'm done with this, and pretty soon you'll figure out which one of us has really been taking things for granted.
Oh, please, you're nothing but a weak, useless girl. You really think you're needed here? Nobody wants a daughter who can't even handle basic household chores. If you're so useless, then go ahead and just go find somewhere else to be pathetic.
That's fine, just pretend I'm gone. Don't contact me ever again. If that's what you think, then don't reach out.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm the one who should be saying that to you. I'm done with you. I'm cutting ties with you. You're a daughter with no use whatsoever, nothing but a burden.
Fine. Understood. Goodbye then.
Macy, you're amazing. I read it all. And wow, the reaction to this one is incredible, isn't it? I can just tell it's going to be a massive hit. I mean, how on earth are you able to craft a story with so much depth and detail? Honestly, it's astonishing.
Thank you, Nina. But there's no need to go overboard with the compliments.
But I mean every word of it. There's something in your works that sets them apart, you know? They always have this really profound, dark atmosphere, but that darkness feels so real. Like it's reflecting something that anyone could actually feel deep down. It's like you capture this raw emotional reality that people have a hard time putting into words themselves. There's this storm of empathy among readers right now. As for me personally, I just can't get enough of this story. Really, this is something only you could create, Macy.
No, please stop. I mean, it's really just me putting the darkness in my own heart into words, that's all. If people are connecting with it, then maybe that's a sign that everyone on some level has a little darkness that they carry around. But if you really relate to these kind of stories, doesn't that mean you've had some difficult experiences yourself?
Well, I wouldn't say I've been through anything that intense. But I think as we grow, we all encounter situations that make us feel things that stay with us as we live our lives. It's not like we always talk about it, but it's there. And that's why I think it's amazing that you can take that side of life, the part that we usually keep hidden, and lay it out so openly. I think you're amazing, Macy, really.
It makes me so happy to hear that. I've never really received this kind of recognition before, so I don't even know what to say. I'm honestly kind of overwhelmed.
You know, there's even a scene in this latest story that feels like it speaks to what you're saying. It's when the heroine, who's always felt invisible and unappreciated, creates this imaginary friend, a figure that stands by her no matter what. Gradually, her heart, which was so closed off from the world, begins to open as she sets out on this adventure with her friend. But then there's that twist where she realizes it wasn't imaginary, it was real. That moment was so powerful that I just couldn't stop crying.
Oh, that scene? I'm really glad that it struck a chord with you. I think people really do want someone like that in their lives. If you had even one person who would always be on your side, you could become so much stronger, don't you think?
Absolutely, I completely agree. That sense of connection and unwavering support, it's something that a lot of people really need. But the way you write her feelings, her actions, everything about each scene feels so vivid, almost raw. It's like it brings a level of reality that's just so rare. I think it's something only you could capture.
I think you're giving me too much credit.
What are you talking about? You should have more confidence in yourself. And while we're on the subject, can you stop being so formal with me? I may be younger than you, but come on. But I suppose that's also just part of what makes you so uniquely you.
Oh, right. You mentioned that before, didn't you? But even so, just because I'm older doesn't mean I want to act superior.
Well, then feel free to act a bit superior and share your wisdom. Tell me, what's your secret for writing these incredibly detailed and layered psychological portrayals? It's like you have a way of naturally drawing the reader into the emotions. When they read, they feel like they're standing right there with the heroine, feeling her anger or excitement. I'd love to know how you do that.
Well, I think the reason I'm able to write it is because the story is based on my own experiences.
Huh? What do you mean by that? I kind of figured that there might have been some personal experience involved, but...
That imaginary friend that the heroine creates was actually based on my father. He passed away when I was still a student. He was the only person in my family who really understood me. After he was gone, I felt completely alone. So I'd imagine what he might say to me, what kind of advice he'd give, or how he would protect me. That's what became the character in my story.
I didn't realize. I had no idea that character was based on a real person.
It's not something I wanted to make too serious. But I guess I wanted to create a world where everyone could have someone like that in their lives, even if it was just an idea. Wouldn't the world feel so much brighter if everyone had that kind of person by their side?
So it's like your wish, your hope is also woven into the story?
Yes, that's true. Sorry if it's a bit of a heavy story.
Not at all. In fact, why haven't you shared this side of your story publicly? You're a popular author, but you hardly ever open up about yourself. I think your readers would love to hear more about what goes into your work.
But it's just my own personal story. I don't think anyone would actually be interested.
They would. You should absolutely share it. The next time you have an interview, you should tell this story. There are people out there who would want to support you.
But
your self-esteem is way too low. That story could really make a difference for someone. It might even help someone who's going through a similar situation, showing them they're not alone. Your stories and the personal truths behind them are things that someone out there needs.
people who need me?
Yes, it's obvious, isn't it?
Is it? I mean, it just feels like a sad little personal story to me.
Trust me, it's not. And hey, I'm here for you, always. I've loved your work since I first read it, and I always look forward to your next piece. You're someone I genuinely need in my life.
Thank you, Nina. That really means a lot. All right, maybe I'll try sharing my story, just a little.
Macy, where are you? What's going on with the remittances?
Huh? I already told you I won't send any more remittances. You're the one who told me to stop sending them.
You really think I'm going to stop? I am your parent, you know. I raised you this far. And now you think it's fine for a parent to suffer like this?
If you're going to suffer, just do it. In fact, you've been living so easily all this time. That's why you can talk so recklessly, saying such shameful things. You should start to understand your own worth and be more self-aware.
What did you just say? I am your mother, you know. Do you really think you're alive because of anyone else?
If we're talking about that, the same goes for me. It's because I've been sending you $3,000 every month that you've managed to survive until now. You're living off my support, and you have the nerve to speak to me like this?
What? $3,000 a month? You've been sending me that?
Huh? What are you saying now? If you just check the bank book, you'd know. Oh, I get it. You didn't bother to check, did you? You thought you could rely on your father's inheritance forever. So you didn't even care about the money I was sending you. But the truth is, you've been able to survive this far because I've been sending you money. You should be thankful to me.
What's with you calling me you all the time? I am your mother, you know. Why don't you call me Mom?
Don't try to change the subject. Well, honestly, I don't even care about your side of the conversation anymore. If you want to end this talk, fine by me. I don't have time to waste on your pointless chatter.
What did you say? You've been saying whatever you want this whole time, and now you're getting upset?
If talking to me makes you angry, just stop. You were the one who said you wanted to cut ties with me. Now you're contacting me again and getting upset? How ridiculous.
Stop saying that! I'm your mother, so you should be sending me money.
Huh? If we cut ties, then I'm not your daughter anymore. You want me to send money? Why should I send anything to a total stranger? I don't have any money left to send you. You should be grateful I've been sending you money all this time.
Then how am I supposed to live? If you stop sending remittances, how am I supposed to cover my living expenses?
Honestly, you've got a lot of nerve. First of all, why don't you get a job and make your own living expenses? If you can't do that, you don't even deserve to live.
What? Are you seriously saying this to your own parent?
I'm telling you, I don't think of you as my parent anymore. My real parent is always my father. He's the one who supported me and had my back.
Your father's gone now. There's no one left who's going to support you. So at least you could help your mother and live properly.
I've been brainwashed by you all this time, but it took me time to realize that it was wrong. I finally came to my senses. You made fun of me, calling me an introvert, a nerd, a neat. It made me want to get away from you. And once I finally did, I realized something. My life is better without you in it.
You better stop right now. If you keep talking like that, we really will cut ties for good. A single woman with no mother will suffer a lifetime of loneliness and misery. No one's going to want to marry a loser like you. You'll regret it when you're left out in the cold.
Huh? You should really know your place. Why are you contacting me now? Wasn't it you who wanted to cut ties with me? Now you're asking me for help? You've got it all backwards. I didn't leave you. You left me. Wake up, you useless person.
What did you just say?
You should just go and ask that good-for-nothing son of yours for help, right? I was sending $3,000 every month, but your son, who barely contributes $300 a month, is somehow better than me, right? I'll tell you what I think happened. Knowing him, he probably ran away when he realized he had no money. He thought he could live off your father's inheritance, right?
Right now, he's just gone quiet. He left a message saying he was going to live somewhere else, and then he disappeared. But I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Oh, really? I hope he comes back. After all, you spoiled him, so he's your precious son. Maybe one day he'll make it as a musician, and then he'll come back. But with just $300, he's not going to get anywhere.
That's what I've been saying. I need you to send me money. $3,000, just like before. Send it right now.
You know, you've never earned $3,000 yourself, so how can you casually say, just send me $3,000? You're so naive, I can't stand it. To think that I was raised by a woman like you makes my skin crawl.
Your father was a good earner, so I didn't need to work. And yet I ended up with children like you. Where did I go wrong in raising you?
Well, it's probably because you have my DNA. But still, I've managed to succeed quite well, and I probably inherited more of my father's blood.
Success? Are you even working?
If it wasn't working, there's no way I could send you $3,000 a month. Think before you speak, you ignorant woman.
What is wrong with you? I don't care, but if you're successful, then you can afford $3,000, right?
I don't want you involved in my life anymore, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do. But let me tell you, I've channeled all the anger from everything you've said to me into making my current job a success. In the end, all the suffering I endured wasn't in vain. It made me stronger. I was so angry when you took everything my father left me and used it for yourself. But now I can live because of my memories of him. I consider what he left me the greatest inheritance.
Huh? What are you talking about? Whatever, just send me the money.
It's pointless to talk to a monkey who can't understand anything. I don't expect you to realize your mistakes now, and frankly, I don't care. What matters to me is that I'm happy now. I learned that from someone who taught me. As for you, you're going to fall into hell whether I stay silent or not. So go ahead, cry all you want, suffer, and see if anyone helps you. For as long as I can remember, my relationship with my mother had been filled with nothing but hurtful remarks and criticism. She seemed to take pleasure in putting me down, constantly making me feel like I was never good enough. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to please her, she was always there looking down on me, belittling me, and pointing out my flaws. I wasn't allowed to make mistakes, and I certainly wasn't allowed to do anything that could make me feel proud of myself. It was like I was walking through life in a fog of constant disapproval, unable to find my footing or a sense of peace. Growing up, I thought that this was just how things were. I believed that perhaps if I worked harder, tried more, or did something differently, she would start to see me in a better light. I wanted her to acknowledge my efforts, to be proud of me, to show me love in the way I had seen other mothers show their children. But that acknowledgement never came. Instead, I found myself constantly under her microscope, always criticized for things beyond my control, always being told that I could never live up to the standards she had set. It wasn't just the verbal insults that hurt. It was a lack of care, the absence of genuine support or affection. It was the feeling that no matter how much I longed for a loving relationship, it was something that could never be achieved with her. I often felt alone, even when I was with her. Her words, sharp and cutting, seemed to create a distance between us that only grew over the years. And I, desperately trying to bridge that gap, kept enduring it all in the hope that someday things would change. But they never did. No matter how much I tried to win her approval, it was always in vain. No matter how many sacrifices I made, no matter how much I tried to make her proud of me, there was always something more to fix. Always a reason to feel inadequate. Over time, I began to lose myself. The person I once was, full of dreams and aspirations, slowly faded away. Instead, I became a shadow of myself, someone who existed just to please someone who would never be satisfied. And through it all, my mother remained indifferent, never showing the slightest sign of remorse or self-reflection. It was as though she had no idea of the damage she was causing, or perhaps she simply didn't care. Her criticism became a constant presence in my life, and I began to wonder if I would ever be able to escape it. The emotional weight was too much to bear, and yet I didn't know how to break free. I was stuck in a cycle of longing for something that would never come. I had hoped for so long that if I just kept trying, kept being there for her, eventually she would see me. But that day never came. And then one day it hit me. I realized that nothing was going to change. My mother was never going to acknowledge the pain she had caused me, never going to apologize for her actions, never going to treat me the way I'd always wanted to be treated. She was never going to see me for who I truly was or appreciate the person I had become. All the hopes I had carried with me for so many years suddenly seemed foolish. I couldn't keep waiting for something that would never happen. It was at that moment that I made the difficult decision to cut ties with her completely. The decision wasn't easy. It wasn't something I arrived at lightly. In fact, it was one of the hardest choices I had ever made. After all, she was my mother, and I had spent my entire life trying to make her love me. But I finally understood that I couldn't keep putting myself through the emotional turmoil of trying to get her approval. I couldn't keep allowing her to manipulate me with her cruelty. I had spent too many years being dragged down by her negativity, too many years being subjected to her harsh words. It was time to protect myself. So I blocked her number. I blocked her on my phone, knowing that this was the only way I could stop her from reaching me, from pulling me back into the cycle of pain. I didn't want to hear her voice again, didn't want to see her messages filled with criticisms and demands. I couldn't keep being her emotional punching bag. I had to cut myself free. When I made that decision, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. For the first time in a long time, I felt as if a heavy weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I didn't have to worry about hearing from her anymore. I didn't have to anticipate the next time she would call or text with another demand or insult. For the first time, I was free from the constant barrage of negativity that had dominated my life for so long, free from the expectation that I would never measure up to her impossible standards. But as time passed, the weight of my decision began to settle in. I knew that I had made the right choice, but it still hurt. It hurt to think that I had reached a point where I couldn't have a relationship with my mother anymore. That the woman who was supposed to love me unconditionally had driven me to this. And then, as the days went by, I began to hear rumors about her. Apparently, after I cut ties with her, she became a different person. And I learned that she was now completely isolated, with no one left to turn to. Everyone had distanced themselves from her, and she had no support system. It was as though she had pushed everyone away, and now she was facing the consequences of her actions. At first, I felt a strange sense of relief knowing that I wasn't the only one who had walked away. It was like I had finally gained control of my life and was no longer the only one suffering from her emotional abuse. But as the months went by, I started to feel something else. A sense of indifference, even perhaps a touch of pity. I realized that while I couldn't change the past or undo the hurt, I had made the choice to walk away for my own well-being. I couldn't keep caring about someone who had never cared for me in return. She had made her choices, and now she was facing the consequences. It was no longer my responsibility. And so, I moved on. I focused on my own life, my own happiness. For the first time, I was living for myself and no one else. The chains that had bound me to my mother were finally gone, and I was free to pursue my own path, free to be the person I was meant to be. I had spent too long waiting for her to change, waiting for her to realize the pain she had caused me. But now I was done waiting. I had taken control of my own life, and I was determined to never let anyone, not even my own mother, take that away from me. According to the rumors I heard, my mother, after I severed ties with her, found herself in a situation where no one was willing to help her. She had no one left to rely on, and she had become a person of no importance in the eyes of others. People who had once been in her life had all distanced themselves, and now, with no one left to turn to, she was left completely alone. The whispers suggested that she had fallen into poverty, becoming a person who had no real place in the world. Her pride and arrogance had cost her the relationship she had once had, and now, as a result of her own actions, she was facing the harsh reality of isolation and destitution. Her life, which she had spent so many years controlling with manipulative behavior and cruelty, had come crashing down around her. It's strange, really, to hear these things about someone who was once the person I was supposed to look up to, the person who was supposed to be my mother. When I was younger, I always believed that family was supposed to be a source of love and support. My mother was supposed to be the one person who would always have my back, who would understand me no matter what, and who would love me unconditionally. But I soon learned that was not the case. The truth was, for that as long as I could remember, my mother had always been a source of negativity, criticism, and emotional abuse. Instead of nurturing me, she tore me down. Instead of encouraging me, she pointed out all my flaws. No matter how hard I tried to live up to her expectations, she was always quick to remind me that it was never enough. Over time, the emotional toll of living in such an environment became unbearable. And yet, even after I made the decision to cut ties with her, I still found myself wondering what would happen to her. Part of me wanted to believe that perhaps, in the end, she would change. Maybe she would come to realize the pain she had caused me. Maybe she would finally understand that the way she treated me was wrong. But that hope was slowly crushed when I heard the rumors about her. The fact that she was now a lonely, poor, and isolated person brought no comfort to me, but it also didn't fill me with sympathy. I had once been trapped in her web, waiting for her love and approval, and I had been left heartbroken and exhausted by her cruel words and actions. I had spent so much of my life trying to earn her affection, but now, all I felt was a kind of indifference, a recognition that her choices had led her down this path. I didn't feel pity for her. I no longer cared about her struggles, nor did I feel guilty for cutting her out of my life. The reality was that I had made the decision to prioritize my own well-being, to stop allowing her toxic behavior to define me. For so long, I had been suffocated by her criticisms and manipulations, but once I broke free, I began to understand how important it was to live my own life. I had spent years trying to live up to her impossible standards, but in doing so, I had lost myself. I had lost my voice, my self-worth, and my identity. It was only after cutting ties with her that I could begin to rebuild my life. After freeing myself from her grip, I was able to start living on my own terms. I finally had the space to pursue my dreams, to follow the path that was true to who I was, and not the person she had always tried to force me to become. I started to discover who I truly was without the constant fear of her judgment hanging over me. I began to experience real happiness for the first time in years, a happiness that was not tied to anyone else's approval. My life was finally mine to live, and that was something I could never have achieved if I had stayed in her toxic shadow. It wasn't just about escaping her negativity either. It was about finding the courage to stand up for myself, to reclaim my own voice, and to realize that I didn't need anyone's validation but my own. I had spent so much of my life trying to please her, trying to gain her love, that I had forgotten what it was like to love and respect myself. But once I started taking control of my own life, I began to see just how much I had been missing out on. I started to see my own value and learned that I didn't have to tolerate being treated poorly by anyone, especially not by my own mother. As for her, I knew that I had done everything I could for her, that I had tried to be a good daughter for as long as I could. I had made countless attempts to build a relationship with her, but each time she had rejected me. She had never once taken responsibility for her actions, and when I finally reached the point where I could no longer endure the pain, I knew I had to let go. Her choices, her behavior, and her lack of self-reflection had led her to this point of loneliness and destitution, and there was nothing I could do to change that. The truth was, she had chosen her own path, and now she had to face the consequences of her actions. I didn't wish her ill, but I also didn't feel the need to care anymore. It wasn't my responsibility to fix her or to feel guilty for the choices I made in order to protect myself. The only person I was responsible for now was me, and I was determined to live my life for myself without the constant weight of her negativity dragging me down. At the end of the day, the most important thing I learned from all of this was that I had the power to decide who I wanted to be, and I didn't need anyone else's permission or approval. I had found freedom from the toxic hold she once had over me, and with that freedom came the chance to live the life I had always deserved. No matter what happened to her, I no longer cared. I was done trying to fix something that was beyond saving. I had reclaimed my life, and that was all that mattered.